We're going to get to Warriors in a second. Damar Hamlin continues to do better and better and better, which is fantastic. I wanted to say this, though, also to put a bow on what we were just talking about with the NFL.
Yeah.
Do you want to know in this new idea, and if you just hopped in, the new idea with, hey, the Chiefs, Bills, and Bengals will just sort of cancel the game, go by win percentage, but whoever gets the 1 seed has to choose. Do you want to buy or do you want home field advantage throughout the playoffs? You got to pick one. You can't have both. Interesting idea for sure. Do you know the one group that does not sort of get acknowledged in this whole thing?
No, who, Mark?
All of you with your fantasy football championships.
Yeah.
And
you
I
gotta
know
deal with that.
Absolutely. And that matters the least out of all of this. But I'm done talking about all the things that don't matter because somebody got hurt. Everything matters. These are our lives. This is what we're into. Life will go on. There are tragedies all the time. And there are, let's be honest, there are people everywhere sitting there going, all right, so like, who won?
Millions,
I mean, this has turned
millions and millions of dollars.
This has turned into the Bush-Gore election. Like, okay, like who won?
But at least in that, there was a process for it being resolved. This one may not get resolved, it seems more and more like the feeling I'm getting from everything I'm reading and all the people I've talked to over the last 24 hours who are connected with the league, it seems more and more that they're not going to resume the game. They're not going to upset the schedule that they have in place. They're going to play this weekend. They're going to find another way to resolve the standings and the fact that teams won't have played the even amount of games, and that's just the way that's going to go. Yep. So you fantasy football leagues out there, you're going to have to find a way to deal with it.
If you needed 22 points from Josh Allen on Monday night, split the pot.
Our very own nice guy, Steven, alumni, KCBS sports reporter, 15 and 45. He needed 60.
Yeah, but he had 3 players.
He sure did.
Split the pot.
Chop that pot.
Split the pot.
Well, what about this, Mark?
And pay that man his money.
Thank you. It's a 4 for your Teddy KGB. There are some leagues that have, these are weird leagues, but leagues that go all 18 weeks, not head-to-head, total points leagues. And there are also leagues where week 18 is the championship round.
Absolutely.
So those leagues are going to have to figure out other ways to resolve it.
You know how you can do it, by the way? You know how each of your fantasy app gives you that little analytics in game? You have a 58% chance of winning right now. You get 58% of the pot. That's it. I got a 42% chance. You get 42% of the pot.
If I'm nice guy Steven, I'm not happy about it.
I'm sorry, nice guy Steven. Maybe we'll finally make him mad and he won't be nice anymore.
Well, he does have an alter ego, and it's a name I can't mention on the air, but the first name I can't say, but then it's Bag Steven when he goes to the dark side.
Per sources, we have Schefter. Do we have Schefter sound? Here it is, Adam Schefter.
I don't think an educated guess that they're going to wind up replaying that Bills-Bengals game from Monday night. As somebody said to me this past week, the game is bad mojo. It's time to leave it behind, move forward, not back. And I don't believe the league, under most circumstances, is going to wind up replaying that game.
So I think that's where, and we saw from Pro Football Talk even last night at about 9 o'clock, said there's momentum building toward the cancellation of the game and just going by winning percentage. Look, we've all said this 100 times, and it's just the truth. There's no perfect answer. Isn't it amazing? Take a step back for a second and go, isn't it incredible what one game, you want to talk about urgency, what the leagues are all looking for. College football, is there any relevance to the regular season? And if you have too many teams in the postseason, it takes away the relevance. One game stops in the first quarter, and the trickle-down effect of what to do about it, granted it was because it's 2 really good teams, but because of that, I mean...
It's global.
The ripple effect goes everywhere.
And it doesn't stop, Mark.
Right.
And I don't want to make light of the incident because it was a terrible, terrible incident, but it was one innocuous hit. This was not...
Oh, it was
This was not
fault.
a savage act. Right. This was not... Daryl Stingley and Jack Tatum with just an absolute devastating sideline cheap shot type of hit that sends a guy, to where we're debating it. Or if, the Myles Garrett helmet swing, if that would have connected and something bad would have happened. This was a tackle. Yeah. This was a garden variety tackle where a guy got hit in a way to where his heart stopped.
Damar Hamlin's dad has actually gone public to say, leave T. Higgins alone.
Good.
Like T. Higgins is getting some sort of criticism because he was, I don't know, playing football. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely nothing malicious whatsoever. Weird timing, weird angle, just
weird everything.
Wildly unfortunate. However, the beautiful thing is, and I don't know if he'll ever play football again, and I don't think anybody's even too worried about that right now. It looks like Damar Hamlin continues. Each 24 hours, we're getting good news that he's heading in the right direction. Quote, unquote, from the doctors, remarkable progress in the last 24 hours. Eyes open, squeezing hands of family members. Just fantastic news, which, let's be honest, also helps. It's going to help the NFL and the Bills move forward and play games this weekend.
And his recovery it's a long one because of what they had to do to keep him alive. And, you know, when you get intubated, when you put a breathing tube inside somebody's body, you're basically putting a tube in their lungs. And that is very invasive. So once he's able to start breathing on his own and you take the breathing tube out, there's a certain amount of healing that needs to go on with the lungs themselves. So the fact that he doesn't have, and it's neurological, I can't remember the other part of that.
Intact. Neurologically intact.
Thank you. And I struggle saying that word for some reason.
Well, it's a tough word. A lot of people have that. Yeah, neurological.
The fact that he has that intact is an absolute huge piece of news because that indicates that his brain was not without oxygen for a long enough period to where he was put in a vegetative state.